So the blowing of the conch shell usually means the start of an event here in Hawaii. Tonight, the start of our luau and the imu ceremony. Now, if you're in this valley area of Wailua several hundred years ago and you heard a conch shell being blown, that meant the royal family of Kauai was coming down the river, down one of the paths, Wailua being the area where the royal family used to live in. Okay, so they're going to start digging here, and while they do that, I'll explain to you the process of everything here. So, imu, I-M-U, not E-M-U, the bird. Imu is an underground oven. We're cooking a pig. Pig in Hawaiian is pua'a, P-U-A-A, pua'a. What we did early this morning, we laid firewood down at the bottom of the pit. Firewood that we use is something called ironwood, also known as Australian pine. It's easy to get on this side of the island. So firewood first. Before we light the firewood up, we're going to place some rocks on there. The rocks we use is lava rock. Lava rock is porous, which means it has holes in it. This is the type of rock you want to use when you're cooking underground, because most rocks are solid. Those solid rocks can heat up to so much, and then they'll burst like a bomb because they can't keep the heat in. These porous rocks keep the heat in. This will be the cooking element for the pig. So rocks on top of the firewood. We light up the firewood, heating the rocks up. It takes a couple hours to do. While that goes on, we go into the gardens, we chop an entire banana tree down because we're going to use it in the imu. So banana trees hold a lot of water. It'll create a steaming effect when they're cooking the pig. Style of cooking is called kalua, K-A-L-U-A, kalua. No H in there, that would be the liquor. So kalua, steaming and baking at the same time. So once these rocks are nice and hot, all the firewood totally burnt down, so there's no fire going on in there, just the hot rocks. We'll go ahead and chop the banana tree or the trunk of the banana tree into several sections. We smash it up, place it right on top of all the hot rocks. We'll then place some banana leaves on top of that, and then some tea leaves. Tea leaves, not the drinking kind of tea, but the leaves the guys have around their necks here. T-I is the spelling of this plant. You'll find this throughout Polynesia, and here in Hawaii, hula dancers like to use them for their hula skirts. We also wrap foods with it and steam foods with it. If you had a fever, you place that leaf on the fevered area, it'll help draw some of the heat from the body. So many, many uses for this tea plant. Finally, we get to the pig. And all the pigs that we use here at the luau grown right here on the island of Kauai at a local family pig farm. We like that because they're supporting another local family business. But also, they do all the yucky stuff, like the pig. So they bring the pig already cleaned out in the center. We lay the pig on his back in a pan similar to this, and we'll spice him up. And the only spice we use, Hawaiian rock salt, pa'akai. It's a thicker grain of salt. We sprinkle generous amounts in the cavities of the pig. We'll then go back into the pit, take some of the hot rocks out, and place it inside the pig. That way it's cooking from the inside out, as well as from the outside in. The pig goes on top of all the leaves. We put more leaves over the pig, and we put a tarp over it just to make sure none of the sand or the dirt gets in there. So 9 hours later, here we are, ready to take them out. I know not everybody can see. We're gonna have the pig though on display before we take them back to the kitchen. Right over here. Pigs we use usually between 130 and 200 pounds each. This is pig 4 of 4. Rocks in there still very, very hot. If you wanna cook another pig in there right now, we use those same rocks. Don't have to reheat them again, because those same rocks can cook another pig. If we put it in there right now, it'll be ready by tomorrow morning. Oh, good. There's a pot in here too. In the pot we have a dessert. It is a Hawaiian rice pudding. Yummy. Do you know the word for yummy in Hawaiian? Yeah, I heard it. It's ono. O-N-O. Ono. Rice pudding. Ono. Poi. Yeah. Oh no. I grew up with poi. I love poi. I think you should just try it. Make sure you eat it with something else though, okay? Sometimes the food's really salty, especially like lomi salmon, the pig. So it's good with the poi. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Peacock. That's the rocks, gotta come out. Yeah, it is hot. Oh. How about a hand for the guys here, yeah? Good job. So the pig will not look like this when you go up to the buffet line tonight. It'll look like a pulled pork when you go up there. So when we're done here, again, if you want to take pictures of the pig in its current state, you'll be able to take pictures as it's on display here before we take them back to the kitchen. The guys will be right over here on the grassy mound if you'd like to take pictures with them as well too. Otherwise, we're done here. Go have some cocktails. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Thanks for learning how we cook the food Hawaiian style, yeah?